Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delay. Oh, apparently, hold on, I'm going to move something. Apparently, life decided to throw me a little hiccup in the form of, thought my phone was plugged in, and it was plugged in on one side, but not the other side. Oh, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? So how you doing? And hope that your day is good. Let's see. Just waiting for the computer to catch up. And we are going to be shopping our stash and pulling in some new stuff. So mix and match, I guess, or vintage and new, or whatever you want to call it. Say hi if you're out there. If not, let me know that you're replay watching when this is done. Okay, where's my goodness. Everybody's wanting the weekend, I guess. Even my computer's acting up. Okay, there I am. Yay. Let's move this out just a little bit more. And up, I always make sure, trying to stay on camera. Alrighty. And we are ready to, whoops, not that. There we go. We're ready to go. Okay, so today, our vintage, which is still available online, are these tags. And they are thin cut pennants, Z3909. I give you this number because you can just put it on my website in the search bar and it'll come up. That's why I oftentimes give you numbers so you don't have to look. But if you did want to look for this vintage item, you would go to shop at the top of my website. Then you would look down the bar on the left to online only, I believe. It's either online only or, yes, it's online only. And then it has categories, paper, dies, and this is under the dies. Okay? And I just put my extras in there a lot of times. And I don't even know if I'm going to use those. I've already got 2 cards made, and I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants on the 3rd one. So I've done a couple of things. And I also wanted to show you, hopefully you can see nothing on this stencil. But this is a stencil from the Dream Maker kit. And it is CC3235. And as always, thank you for shopping with me. And what I did with mine, I actually have 2 sets. You can see one of them right here, which is squares. And then there are leaves and kind of a, I don't know what you'd call that, a herringbone, and then polka dots. Yay. So you can see that mine are cut up. It's a little bit easier to work with. And I just stuck it in my trimmer at 6 and 6. And it came out beautifully. If you look at the big one, you can see there's quite a bit of space right here and right here. So that makes, hold on. See if that's any better. Right here you can see there's quite a bit of space between the one and this one. So there's plenty to cut. And in here. Okay? Okay. Get that out of the way. And then the stance that I'm focusing on is the stamp of the month, which is really pretty. It's blacked out. And I know sometimes you think, oh, I got to do it black. It could be any color. Let me show you another one. Hold on. So this is a little bonus and a preview. So this is a couple of cards that I made with Mist and, oh, make sure I'm on camera, Mist and Seabrook. And I made my own wood grain down here. Let me get that up a little higher. Okay, and this is just old ribbon I pulled out of my stash. So a little sneak peek, this is for card class. Alright, so I showed you the stamp. I also used this little baby one. Prayers and heartful sympathy are with you and your family. It is A1287. So I'm going to show you the couple of cards I made, and then we'll kind of do something with this. So the first card that I made uses mocha and melon. Remember, melon is our color of the year, and it will be going away in just a few months. And there is a special right now. If you look on my website, there's a bunch of extra melon goodies, papers, and they have like some shimmer on them, some gold, some silver, some what is it called? Can't remember. It's like the shiny, and we've had it before, and for some reason I just drew a blank. Anyway, this one uses one of those tags in a little bit different way than you normally would. And I even stamped the melon on here and then the mocha ink on here. So just a little something different. There's the first one. And then I went to this stencil, and this is this one I made from the stencil. And I don't know if you can see, there's on the little cattails kind of up above is a little bit, let me see. Can you see that? Maybe not. Maybe right there. Anyway, I put some gold shimmer brush on there. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to work with these, and this one's raised up just a little bit off of the page, but I thought, maybe we need to ground that with a little bit of mocha sponged around the outside. So those are the first two cards, and let's work on a third card. And so I have my stencil, and I really like this one. I like using these blending brushes. I call them the stick, the blenders on the stick, because you can do light and dark like I did in that second card. See how it's kind of, you can really get a lot of variation and depth added to your card that way. I'm also using the 4-inch tape that we have, and I just took it over, I put this down on my machine, and I thin cut out a circle. And I could have used this part too and done a circle just out of this, or you could put it down like that. If I cut that off, and you could have a little above and a little there, but I thought I would just use this circle, and my idea was to put some words in the circle. Okay, and instead of straight, I like to just kind of put it crooked, diagonally. It adds a little bit more interest. And this is just a piece of paper. It's not the cardstock. It's 5 by 3 3/4. So we'll put that down, and then we'll grab just a couple pieces of this tape as well to kind of hold down the stencil. But remember, the paper underneath is just loose, so you've got to hold it in a couple of spots, to keep it from moving around. Now I'm going to put, and I don't know, I might leave some words for something down there, so I'm going to put it right there. Okay, and then I'm going to take my melon ink, and I'm going to hold it right there, so I can just kind of go around. And these are so soft. I'm just going to kind of add it as I go. And you can do as much or as little as you like. It's totally up to you. You can make it all so it blends all together. Kind of do whatever you like. Like I said, this is going to be kind of how my brain works when I'm processing what I want to do. I start with an idea and I kind of go from there. Alright, so now you can see, and this just washes off, just a wet rag, or run it under the sink. I just put it on my wet rag. And I've got my chamois underneath there for when I need those. Those come in handy for intricate pieces and stuff. And then just let that dry. Okay, get these pieces out of the way. And that piece. And you can use these over and over. They're very low tack, so it doesn't rip the page at all. Okay, so what I thought I would do is go around with a little mocha. And this is a brand new one, so it might take a little bit, but this is a dark color, so I always have scratch paper over here. Ooh, see? Really dark color, and I really don't want that much. Just want a little dusting of color. And this might be too much too, I don't know. Well, we'll see. Well, this is how I work. You don't know until you try something, right? I'm all about trying something. And this looks kind of messy, but we'll go with it. Let's see if this is any better. I should have done it this way. Oh well, live and learn, right? So we'll just kind of blend it out a little bit on our messy bits. And I should really be doing this over here, but that's okay. I like to have a clean surface for you guys to look at. All right, it's just the September baby in me. Can't help it. All right, kind of like that. Get those out of the way. That out of the way. All right, now, oh, something else I wanted to tell you. This is a big image, and so you actually need bigger than this. But I only wanted to use part of it. I didn't want all this solid down below. So you can do it straight, you can do it crooked, you could do little bits and pieces. But I wanted to tell you that you don't always have to put it all the way on the block. You can leave some hanging over. So we have that. And then I have this little one, which I think I'll change out to this other one. And be very careful when you're removing stuff off the block, especially if it's got something thin. Don't just pull it up from that. Just ease it off gently so you don't rip it. They're pretty sturdy, but if you're always pulling on an antenna off of a butterfly, you're going to eventually rip it. Okay? Oh, I can see there's a little piece of fuzz or something on there. All right. So we put that one on. And it's just a little, I don't know, different one. And then to season it, just rub it over your hand, your arm, and it just takes off that shiny, and then I wash it off. In case I had any little skin flakes or something, I don't really want them on. I don't want to leave my DNA everywhere. Alright, so now, I think what I will do, I will put that circle on, so we're going to use the negative and the positive. And it needs to be a little bit bigger. So we're just going to go like that. Make sure I'm on camera. Yes, I am. And I am going to put some of this on. And I always like to check. Oopsie. Like to check. Make sure there's no bubbles in it. No. Push in the middle. Kind of like that. I don't think I've used this one yet, so it needs to be seasoned. Like I said, that seasons it, or you can take it on your I think I have a bubble. Let's see. So I'm going to drag it across so it gives me a line. That's pretty good. Oh, I actually kind of like that. No, it didn't. Okay, so I am inspecting this one. It happens sometimes, and does look like I have a bubble. So if you have a bubble, get this cleaned off so I don't get any ink anywhere. If you have a bubble and it seems to be right in the middle, I pull it off and then lay it down and push all those bubbles out. And you can usually tell when you hold it up to the light. Okay, well, let's try this again. And then, if we have to, take your little foam bit and do it like that. which seems to work better. So we will just load that up on there, push that back down, get ourselves good and inky. And I kind of like that three-tone look, or at least first and second, so I'm going to take off a little bit of that, which did not work. Oh, well, maybe I have a defective stamp. Let's see. It works fine with the little, this thing underneath. So I'm not going to worry about it too much for now, but I will show you how to check that after I get this done. Okay, so let's see how pretty that is. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, don't know what that is. All right, so let me clean this off, and we'll show you what we look at. So, when you think you have a defective stamp, one, make sure that it's seasoned. Stamp it, stamp it, stamp it over and over and over on your hand. If you're getting the exact same spot every time, then I turn my stamp on an angle so you can see down and see if it's level. And I kind of look at it from all the sides, and it looks pretty level. And this is why you want to stamp your images and yep, see, I'm constantly not getting that spot, but it does work with the foam. So if I need to remember, it works perfect with the foam. If I need to remember that, I will put on here, use foam. I'll just write it in with a marker. That way I know that I need to use my little foam insert piece, okay? All right, so after all of that, let's see. I've got a card base here. I think that kind of, by putting that brown, it kind of grounds it. It gives it a frame, so it looks better. All right, so now, do we want to add more of a frame? And what color? So I've got a piece of mocha here. I'm just going to put it up there and put it on here. That's not too bad. Let's see about the lighter side, since our sponging is so light. And that's not too bad. Still kind of washes out. So let's go to the mocha. So we've got the dark side again. Yeah, don't like that. And the light side, don't like that. What else? Got one more choice. I think I might go back to the mocha. I mean the melon. But what about some melon glitter paper? It's kind of pretty. A little bit too much sparkle though. So let's go to the melon. So excuse me for a minute. Let me see. Which side did you like better? The light side or the dark side? I'm kind of thinking the light side. Yep, the light side. So I'll be right back and I will cut out a mat. Okay, light side, and that, like that. Our words, I think, are going to be down along here, so we need to see if we need anything else. Could put a couple of those. Let's see. Thanks so much. Or, what's my other words? This one also has grateful for you. Here's another nice way of checking something. You can just do it like that and see if you like it. Or you can go and pull out something else. Hold on, let me find a happy birthday. Okay, found a happy birthday in this one, which is Z4639. Kind of like that one. It also has another cake on your candle, and it's your birthday. Kind of like it's your birthday. So, and how I do my stamps is I line it up on my grid paper, and then I use the grid or the base of the stamp, and I line that up. Sorry if my head gets in the way. And I line that up. The straighter you are here, then I know I'm straight and I can go there straight. So I like to line it up on my paper. Again, give that a little rub. Give it a little check. Make sure there's no ink on the stamp to transfer. Since we're nearly done, that's always a big... I'm going to put that right there. There we go. Okay. So we did that. And that. Like so. We sit down and we will put some adhesive on. Turn my pieces over. So when I'm putting this down, because it's not much of a, it's like, I don't know, 1/4 inch. I will look at this corner and this corner. So I'll look at two sides of it. Just kind of hold it down. Not like that edge as well. Okay. Making sure I'm on the side I wanted. So I'm looking down all of this, get it straight, and all of that. And I could use my T-ruler. I could have put this straighter, but that worked. Okay. Now we'll put this piece down. And this has about the same amount. And don't let your eye fool you, because this is not on a straight, so it's better to just look at the edge and not at the pattern that you have going on. Okay, so it's gonna, I don't know, look a little funky. Alright, so I kind of like that. I could splatter it with something pretty too. Might be nice. Let's see. I do have Melon Shimmer Brush. Let's see. You got to make sure you hear the little bead in there. And remember to pull it from each angle, because if you push on this, it's going to load more in. That's a nice color. And when you're tapping, I like to use my bone folder, and I do use a splatter box. I don't think you're going to see that much, and I think the other's going to be really dark. We got some spots on there from somewhere, I don't know. Alright, let me grab the splatter box. So here is just an old box from Close to My Heart, and on the, you can't see it, on the side I put spray box. So that way I can find it easier. And put that like that. Put that in there. Set this up again. My bone folder. And give it some splatters. And it's not coming out very much, which is why I have this little paper here. So I'm going to give it just a little squeeze. And I could even test it over there before I come over here. And it is getting on there. It's just hard to see because it's a light color. And you've got to move it around and pull it back. Sometimes you're up here and you're actually doing it here. So pull it down a little bit. Kind of move it around. Okay, so I have a little shimmer on there. Get rid of the box. Alright, let's see if I can. It's just a subtle shimmer, so I want to add a little more shimmer. And we have glitter paper in a lot of colors, so this is just something I stamped thank you with, and then I just use a circle punch, or you could use a die. We had a die that was, and I think it's still online on that online only. It was a big slimline one, and it had a whole bunch of holes in it. It was just and you could do, which is what I did with this. This is from that one, and I just used my extra bags that I have and threw all those in there. But you could do quarter punches, and I always take this off so I can see where I'm going, so I can use as much or as little as I want. I had a couple other ones floating around here. There we go. And remember, I like to put those pieces on kind of in a triangle. And it could be a narrow triangle, a wide triangle, a thin triangle, whatever kind of triangle you like. And that's just preference of where you want to put it. Kind of like it there, and kind of like it like that. What do you think? And then, do we need any little ones? Let me get my, where to go? Searching my table. It's usually right in front of me. Where did it go? Clean up a little bit, maybe I can find it. Oh, there it is. Nope, that's not what I want. Here's what I want. And this one's gotten quite small. This is just it picks stuff up so I can glue it. But let's see if we want any of these. I can just stick this in here, usually, and pull some out. Oop, cut underneath there. So then, maybe this little one would be better. Sorry, I know I'm mumbling. I tend to do that when I'm creating. So you could add a couple that way. I like to do odd numbers. There. What do you think? Let's see. If we put two there. There, kind of like that. Move that one out of the way. So then I use this when I'm using my liquid glue, and you don't need a ton. I'm just going to open this up, hold it with my left hand, pick that up, put a drop of glue, come out. Sometimes you have to shake it down, and then squeeze it. Don't squeeze at the same time you're shaking. That will not be good. squish it so it spreads it out over the whole surface of that. If you get it too much in there, then don't squish as much. And there we go. I think that's pretty good. So that's card number 3. We'll bring back card number 2 and card number 1. So as I always say, which is your favorite? And do you have any ideas on what you'd like to see next week? I literally never know what I'm doing. Once in a while I'll get some ideas from someone, like last week was from Tim. And thank you, Tim and Andrew, for always giving me ideas. And I hope that you will pull out some vintage, mix it with your current stuff. You know, we got to use up our stash, right? So I hope you enjoy. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you next Friday, unless I see you before in class. Have a great weekend. Bye.